Welcome to the Doing It Blind podcast. I'm your host, David Gallegos. This is the journey of my life. How we do it, all of it. From the mundane to the extraordinary, from the daily things to the mind-blowing things, right? Whether it's working, whether it's a little bit of cooking, whatever it is. This is a show about me, my family, some inspiring friends. It's going to be a little bit of everything. And I'm just going to be honest with you. It's going to be raw. I mean, I'm going to edit this sucker myself for the most part, but I want you to buckle in because what I want you to get out of this more than anything is hope, encouragement, inspiration. Because if you can see that I can do this stuff blind, maybe there's something in your life you've been kind of waiting on, not too sure about, and I promise you can do it, even if you got to do it blind. So jump in today's episode. Let's check it out together. Let's learn and grow together, you and me. Why? I mean, that's a fun question, right? Like, what's your why? Have you ever thought about that when you're, I don't know, like working or dealing with ministry even, right? You know, why do you do the things you do? Why do you react the way you react? I kind of love when we have those kind of conversations. I say a lot. We're probably going to cut some of those out. I don't know. We'll leave them. But this is the story of us. We're going to talk a little bit about today, a little bit of everything, how it is being blind, what it's like being married to a blind guy, which I have no idea what it's like being married to a blind guy. You might though, right?
Yep, I sure do.
Short answers. It's going to be fun, guys. It's going to be fun. Listen, I'll tell you straight out, we talked this over. We didn't have a script, but we talked about it. We kind of rehearsed how we would go over some of these questions. But I'm going to tell you, when Brenda's shooting her videos and she's in her element and she's doing like a craft video or what do you call them? What are the videos like when you're getting when you got a bunch of stuff from like craft store or something? Like, what do you call it?
Or a shopping haul.
A shopping haul. I'm also going to ask her to talk a little bit louder or just grab the microphone. So we're outside. It's a different element, guys, but here we are, right? We're doing it blind. But getting back to the question, why? A lot of people have asked, why do you do what you do? Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do that? And I've really got a question for Brenda, which is why? Because I don't know, babe, you've encouraged me to do a podcast or to do a TikTok channel or gosh, what are some of the things that you've told me that maybe I should do or encourage me to do?
Just show your story, in any platform, either TikTok or Facebook or just talking with people. I just feel like you've gone through so much and you just go with it. You're not scared to, be out there and exploring and doing all kinds of stuff. And I just feel like it would be encouraging for those people that are not in their comfort zone and that they feel some kind of way or that they don't feel comfortable doing things that they've never done before. And so I feel like, to me, if I was blind, I don't know how I would do it. Honestly, I wear glasses, and if I don't have them on my face, I'm really like, okay, this is not good. But David seems to be very confident in the things that he does, and even just like our daily life, being able to get something from the fridge with knowing what it is, being able to get dressed and matching, right? Like things like that. I get people ask me questions all the time of how do you do this and how do you guys do that, and who buys his clothes and how does he know what he's wearing, and One of the questions somebody asked me was, how do you go grocery shopping? And I was like, I was being sarcastic. And I said, well, I just put him in one of those little carts that has the little buggy that has the extra room for, a child to go in. And I just buckle him up and here we go. But that's really not true. We just, we work together. We work together to be able to do daily life activities, whether it's hard and out of my comfort zone sometimes. But we try our best to just keep on going and enjoy life the best that we can. Even if you have a disability or, you can see you're sighted, you're able to do all the things, drive, ski, right? Go hiking, doing all the things. Sometimes we don't do those things because we want to live in a comfort zone that we're used to, your routine, your daily life. And so getting out of your comfort zone is something that I struggle with, but he kind of balances me out because he does all the extreme stuff that I'm like,
I don't know about extreme. I mean,
listen,
that's
you're not going down that mountain by yourself, but okay.
we're going down one way or another, baby.
Exactly. We might be rolling down, but we'll make it all the way down. So anyway, this is a little bit different and out of my comfort zone, but we're just trying it out, see how it goes. Just telling our story and how we've conquered all those barriers. But if it's a barrier, it can be worked through, and it can, you can work through it and get past all the non comfort. So
Yeah, definitely. So actually, Brenda has also been reading a book by Joyce Meyer called The Confident Woman. Yeah. And at church, shout out to Mercy Church, Colorado, here in Greeley, Colorado. Actually, we're up at Estes Park right now, but back home, Greeley, Mercy Church. The ladies are doing that small group, right? Bible study, and it's a confident woman. And I'm actually, Brenda might not before, she's starting to really recognize how confident she is in certain areas, and kind of grow in new areas. And so really and truly, I wouldn't be this guy, like the whole out of my comfort zone thing. I wouldn't be this guy without you, without my beautiful wife, without my amazing wife. Yeah, that's just this straight up truth. Okay. So Brenda and I actually got together when I was sighted. I could still see back then. Those of you that don't know, there's either a whole video out now or there will be soon, because this is one of our first episodes. But there will be, keep an eye out for it, an episode of how it happened, right? How I lost my sight and all those things. But the short version is I wasn't always blind. So I know exactly what Brenda looks like. Okay, maybe there's a few small differences, but essentially I know what Brenda looks like. The very first thing that attracted me to Brenda was her beautiful smile. And you guys probably just saw it because I could hear it. Sometimes if you smile that big and that hard, I can hear it. And that was one of the very first things that attracted me to Brenda was her smile. The other thing, well, there's a song about it. I will just say, if there's some young people, young kids in the room, we'll just say that it was her smile, and I used to love to watch her walk away. And we'll put it that way, okay? So, but those were the two things that I noticed. But really and truly, I actually heard a little bit about Brenda's story, and she's been through some hard things in life. She's been through some horrendous things, but she still had this smile, and she still had this heart to worship God, and like an ability. How could you even be able to worship God and accept his love and grace and just all the things, right? Being that she had seen so much and battled so many things. And so that was inspiring to me. So yeah, and I could still see, I was all that. And I went through my own things, right? But just to see her, to watch, it's just amazing. Just honestly, that's just it. I'm not gonna get any more because I'll do a whole episode just on how much I love Brenda and admire her and respect her. And Okay, sometimes I get emotional. So, but I said this was gonna be raw. And so, but yeah, that's it. That's the truth. That's how we got together. And I could see back then, um, but she was there for me during the midst of all of it when I started to lose my sight. And then there are a ton of other things. There's the kidney failure, there's the diabetes, there's the coma, there's all this stuff. Sure, if you guys want it, then let me know. Drop a comment, leave it in the whatever, shoot me a message, direct message, whatever. Right? Let me know, and I'll do videos about those, each one of those things or whatever, because each one has its own giant story, right?
Yeah.
But I really feel like without you by my side, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be this strong. And the truth is, without God, I wouldn't be this strong. Without holding on to Jesus and recognizing how much He cares for me, don't let the fact that you're struggling or going through stuff get you twisted into thinking that God doesn't care, God's not there, that He's not watching. He's walking with you, and if you'll let Him, He'll put the right people in your life, your right community, to be there with you, because it's all about relationship. Relationship with God, because that's a relationship, it's not a religion. A relationship with people, because just like God looked at Adam and said it's not good for him to be alone, God knew it wasn't good for me to be alone. He knew the things I was going to go through and that I was going to need a strong, hardcore little Chicana. Well, she's Mexican, not Chicana, but you know what I'm saying? Like she's straight up, she's just raw, she's just real, and she's been with me through the depth of it all. And guess what? She's still here 20 years later. And so she's been a huge encouragement. So I'm over here all struggling to find my place and what I want to actually talk about today, because the why I want to do this podcast is because I do want to, man, I want to spark hope in everybody. Like I truly believe that my purpose for being here on this earth is to spark hope, right? So I think we need hope in this world, no matter what you're dealing with or not dealing with. Maybe you've got a great life, but there's somewhere in your life that you need a spark of hope, right? You need hope for the future. You need encouragement for right now. You need inspiration to be able to actually go through and do the things that you need to do, in your everyday life. And so that's why I wanted to do this. Doing it blind, this is it. Living skills, we're going to talk about how do we shop, which I'll answer that question real quick. So it's simple. I don't get in the buggy, even though if I could get in the ones with the little car, I straight up would. Don't even get it twisted. I would do it. But the actual way we do it, it's pretty simple. It's more simple than you think. We go to the store. She grabs the front end of the basket, and I grab the handle. We put my cane inside the basket. I hold on to the handle, and she guides and steers from the front of the basket. As we go through, we're going along. What do we need? Blah, blah, blah. We're looking at the list, and it's not on the list. Okay, but we still want it. Right? Like that's how we do it. Just like any other, air quote, normal couple. That's how we do it. And that's the thing, right? That's if I can tell you anything today, it's just simply put, you can still do the things you used to do. You just might have to do them differently, right? I mean, I love hiking. I love hiking and doing cool stuff and going out. I just got to do it a little bit differently. I got to take my time. Sometimes I'll use two canes. Like I've got these canes. You guys have seen it. You've seen them in the videos. You've seen them, in the pictures or whatever. It's a long, straight white cane with a black handle. I think there's some red on there. But yeah, they call it a rigid cane. So it's a blind cane. It's okay if you call it a stick. I'm not one of those guys that gets all bent out of shape. Some people do, know who you're talking to. But for me, it's my cane, right? It's not a big deal. But I've got another one. So sometimes when we go hiking, I take both, because I'll use one to kind of navigate and see where I'm at, and I'll use the other one just to see if I can, kind of lean on it if I need to find a rock or if I'm stepping up, stepping down. Oh, we need to do a video doing the Devil's Backbone. There's a hiking trail called the Devil's Backbone. It's not super difficult, but it's not super easy if you're blind either. I mean, so it was really cool. We enjoy it. We've done it a couple of times. It's pretty fun. Yeah, maybe we'll do a video. Anyway, so whatever. Let me ask you this, right? Now that we've talked about the why you, why me, I don't even know how long this video is so far, but I got another question for you.
Mhm.
So, describe what it's like being married to a blind guy.
It's like when you go to Six Flags and you get on a roller coaster, and it's all the emotions, up, down. You're all choke up. You want to throw up sometimes because you're like, what is he doing? Why is he out in the street? He can't
Oh my
see.
God.
He don't have no vest to be able to other people to see him. He just out there. So that's what I would describe married to David, because he is adventurous. He likes to be trying new stuff. So I feel like I'm at Six Flags all the time.
I'm trying not to laugh.
So yeah, that's my description of what I feel like to be married to David.
So it's a thrill ride, baby. Oh my God. That's a great description. That's great. That's a great description. I love it. Wow. Okay? I was gonna say what's the best part, but I mean I think man, the ride. That's the journey, right? Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? We'll switch it. We'll do the best in a minute. First, we'll do what's the hardest part? Maybe I don't want to say the worst part. I mean, but let's be real. I mean, there's a worst part. You know, what's the worst part, or what's the hardest part, or what's the most awkward part? Like, you know what I mean? Just like whatever.
I think the most hardest part is to let him be independent. To let him explore. If he wants to go hike that big old mountain, goodbye. Okay, see you later. And I think that's hard for me because I want to make sure that he doesn't get hurt and that, he's able to do the things that he wants to do. And I used to be really bad about like, well, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't go here because you're going to have to ride Uber. And what if they take you to the wrong place, which has happened several times. So,
Facts.
but I just have to be confident that he is a smart guy and that, he's going to be able to get from point A to point B and that he's independent and that he doesn't need me to, that I don't need to be his mom. I just need to be his wife, and just let him be, let him explore and let him feel independent. Because I wouldn't want, if somebody took my glasses off, I would be like so lost. And I would want to try to be independent, to be able to do the things for myself. It's to build my own confidence. And I feel like when I take that confidence away from him because he is trying to be independent and I'm like, no, you can't do that. As an individual, that's a very hard thing to go through emotionally, physically, right? All the things. And so I think just that's the hardest thing for me is just letting him be independent. Obviously, we've been married for a long time and I've had to learn to just let go. And you know what? God's going to take care of him better than I can, So that's something that I have to continually think about, not being overprotective. So, yeah.
That's really good. No, that's really good. Have I always been this way though?
Yes.
You think so? Really? Wow. I wouldn't. Okay, so I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that I've always been this way. I would say there was a time where I was so unsure and so awkward and uncomfortable.
And he probably was, but I could never see him not be confident. Like, I never saw him say, well, I'm just not going to do this because I can't do it. Or, he will find a way to accomplish what he's trying to do. It doesn't matter if it's opening a can of beans to, putting a hot dog, like making a meal for himself. It doesn't matter. Like, he's going to get it done. And we've had some adventures,
Oh.
Like, making his own shake and,
Oh my God.
eating bananas with peas and carrots and like, but you know what? He tried it. He mixed his own drink. He made he made his own smoothie, and I'm sure it wasn't the thing he wanted it to taste like, but you know what? He did it, and that was like I was proud of him, but I was laughing so hard because I was like, "What?" So, anyways, just those things that it's just an adventure every single day. It's an adventure.
Yeah, so I'll tell that story real quick. So Brenda now, she's an amazing KCA. What's a KCA?
Kidney care advocate.
She's a kidney care advocate, and she does a great job. She goes all over the world, not really, but all over northern Colorado, just bringing education like to dialysis patients, people that are in chronic kidney disease, and so their kidneys are kind of starting to shut down. I have also experienced kidney failure and all that kind of stuff, so that's a whole nother story, a whole nother episode. But yeah, so she does that. That's what she does. Before though, she started out as a patient care technician.
Mm-hmm.
PCT, fancy. So basically, she did dialysis, or she put people on the machines for dialysis. Which, again, if you want to know, if you want that video, we'll shoot that episode as well. Let me know. Put a comment, shoot me a message. Let me know if you want to know that story as well. But yeah, so she went from there. When she was doing that job, I was already off dialysis. I was already transplanted. Yes, I have a kidney and pancreas transplant. Again, we're just hitting all the general basics right now. We'll get into some of that stuff later. But those were super long hours. So she was working like 16?
Mm-hmm.
Like 16-hour days, sometimes longer. And it was wild and crazy during that same time. This was after I had got transplanted, maybe a few years later. And I was really trying to get on my fitness situation, get healthy again. I gained a bunch of weight, which I need to get back on my fitness journey right now. Help me, Jesus. But yeah, and so that was my thing. And so I was hardcore. I was working out. I was doing all this stuff. And I bought some protein shake mix and stuff like that. And Brenda was great. She loves to cook for me. So I love that. But she felt kind of weird when she couldn't make me breakfast. So she was like, "Well, I'll just make your shakes." Okay, cool. Well, I think there was a time or two where she was like, "Well, I don't have a whole lot of time." I was like, "That's cool. It's okay if you don't have time." I've been wanting to experiment, and this was years ago. I've been wanting to experiment with stretching a little bit and learning how to make a shake. And so I had already bought, the little blender, the Ninja thing or whatever, and all that stuff. So I knew where everything was, and I had some apps back then that would kind of tell me what stuff was. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. We'll talk about apps a whole nother time. But there's a ton of really cool, now there's a lot more AI apps that will show you or read labels or describe things for you. I've got my Meta glasses. You guys have probably seen some videos that I've shot for that, social media, even some of the bonus footage here within the podcast. But yeah, so this particular time, I was like, I got this, babe. So she was going to work at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I got up, did my workout at 5 because, I wake up with her. I used to wake up with her when she would go to work. And so I was good. I did my workout. I was coming in there to make a shake. And, I'm like, yeah, we're good. I'm going to make, shake, a banana, and then a half a cup of berries. And I think blueberries is what I was going for, or whatever. And the shake mix was chocolate. So it was like, oh, this is going to be so good. Chocolate covered bananas with berries. It's going to be amazing, right? So I get there and I take the stuff out. And I think in my hand, I'm like, man, these berries feel kind of small. I was like, I'm sure, whatever, it's fine. They're frozen. They're probably dehydrated, something. Who knows? And so I just tossed them in the cup, measured it, threw everything in the blender, and got to going and got the blender going and mixed everything in there. All the stuff. If you want to know what I put in my shake, hit me up. I'll let you know. But this one you don't want, because I took one swig of this chocolate-covered banana blueberry mix. It did not taste right. I was so I don't want to say it was gross. So it was straight up just peas. It was peas and carrots. I pulled out of the freezer a bag of frozen peas and carrots. And that's what I had with a chocolate shake and a banana. but I was committed, so I finished that sucker. That's part that's part of the adventure. I mean, you're gonna make mistakes, guys. Listen, if you're blind, you're gonna make mistakes. Here's a tidbit for you. If you can see, you're gonna make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I used to get real mad when I would bump into walls. I'd get real mad when I'd kick stuff over. I'd get super mad when I'd tip over a cup and water went everywhere. Like every time I had like a little something like that happen, it would tick me off so bad. So bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd get like it was horrible. Like I like it was bad. Like right? Like I can't even express right now. I'm faking trying to be mad, but it was so bad. Like I would get, I don't know, talk about how mad I would get when like spill water or something.
It would just mess him up. He was like, I'm so sorry, and I wish I could see. I'm sorry I spilled everything everywhere, and we're trying to clean it up, and but it would make him real mad. But now he's just like, you know what? It happens. Like, things happen, and I'm gonna hit things, and I'm gonna, hurt myself. I'm gonna run into walls and tables and,
And apologize to
cabinets.
furniture. Oh God,
Yeah.
cabinets. Yeah, let's not talk about my recent concussion. Semi-recent, whatever. Anyway, but yeah.
I told y'all it was a roller coaster, and I mean it. It's a roller coaster.
Listen, it sounds fun. It's not always fun, guys. It's really not. It's
We're
not
laughing
always
now.
fun.
We're laughing now, but we were laughing then.
And it's not always fun. I love the roller coaster analogy. I really, really do. I love the Six Flags analogy because you go into Six Flags, it's going to be amazing. If you go to Six Flags over Texas, it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so hot. So humid. It's ridiculous. But we're here and it's going to be fun and the kids are going to have fun. No, the kids are going to complain because they're hot and they're bored. You're at Six Flags, bruh. You shouldn't be bored. You got no right to be bored. You know how much money we spend? Anyway, but I'm just saying, right? I love the amusement park, the roller coaster analogy. That's so perfect because as much fun as we've had and as much as we laugh now, sometimes it was hard to laugh in the moment, and the first time I ran something over, the first time I broke something, like I probably broke down and cried the first time I broke something. I don't know. I used to get just so bent out of shape, emotional and ashamed and embarrassed and everything, right? Because I didn't realize who I am. I didn't realize the strength that I had within me, that God put in me to be able to make it through this blind life. I tell people all the time that the wall that you're facing, the wall placed in front of you, was not meant to stop you. It was meant to help you build strength so that as you're learning how to climb it, you're building strength. I used to watch these really cool like cop police academy type movies and shows or military shows, where they're training and they're going through boot camp and they're going through all these like obstacle courses, right? And they're crawling under these super low ropes but there's always a wall. Like every single time there's a wall, and on that wall is a long rope. But the rope didn't go all the way down. The rope is like halfway up. And so you've got to jump to grab the rope and then pick your feet up against the wall and pull yourself up the wall and over it. And I love those movies because there's like a whole montage that goes, and there's music playing or whatever. And all these people are going through the obstacle course and everybody's going through it and blowing right past you. All these people are going over the wall and jumping it and doing all this crazy stuff. And and there's this one guy that's just struggling. And finally, the drill sergeant or the captain, whoever, will come over and just go around, fat boy, or whatever, right? You just, depending on what movie it is, but just go around. Sorry, I used to be a fat kid. Sometimes I still am. Right? And it's just like, go around. And so all defeated, he would go around the wall, right? And then every time, by the end of the movie, This guy is up halfway up the wall, just getting stronger and stronger till he finally makes it over the wall. But the reason he made it over the wall by the end of the montage is because he kept trying. He kept pulling himself up. At some point in a lot of those movies, there's a guy at the top of the wall just reaching down with a hand. Come on, man, you got it. You got it. You got it. You can do this. Keep pulling. And then he'll give him a hand on the last step and he'll pull him over. Well, that's where relationship comes in. Your relationship with God, your relationship with family, your relationship with the people that God has put in your life. I've got the 5 R's toolkit that I've developed that God really gave me out of all the things that I've gone through. And if you're interested in that, hit me up again because I'll put it out. Because that's really cool. But relationship is one of those 5 R's, right? Not going to get into it, but one of the 5 R's is the relationship aspect of it. And so that wall that you see in front of you right now, don't let it defeat you. Just know that you can jump, grab that rope and start pulling and get up as high as you can get. And then if you fall back down, keep trying because the more you try, the more strength you're going to build. And the more strength you build, the stronger you get, the more you're going to be able to get to the top, get over the top, and then help the next person get up the wall too. And really and truly going back to the why, that's why. That's why I wanted to do this podcast. I don't have time to go and network with all these people to become this big motivational speaker that's speaking on stages and doing all this stuff. I don't have time. I don't have time. Time is short. I mean, if you believe in God, believe in the Bible, and you're watching what's going on in the world around you, time is short. I don't have time to network and build this big business. I don't have time to do all this stuff. I need to put I need to get this word out there. I need to encourage as many people and let them know and let you know that you've got this. You can do this. You can build strength, but don't just build strength for you. You can build strength so that you can help the next person build their strength. Because the stronger you are and the more people you help become strong and the more they help become strong, we become a strong people once again. Anyway, you have any last thoughts, any last words before we close out the podcast?
I don't. Thank you for watching. Yep.
Man, she's a woman of very few words. Not all the time, but today she's a woman of very few words. Hey, hit me up if you want to know anything specific. If you got questions, I'm what I like to call an open book. If you got questions, I got answers. If you want to know how I brush my teeth, I'll tell you and I'll shoot a video. I don't even care. I'll tell you all of it. How I dress, how I get to every bit of it. Let me know what you guys want to see, what you guys want to hear, what y'all want to hear us talk about.
Yep.
And we'll shoot a video.
Thank you.
Peace out.